Maida Coleman is here.
Roop's here.
Hi, Scott.
Good morning, Maida.
Good morning, Sylvie's here. We will probably be starting at 10:20 this morning.
Holzman's on.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, what did you say? I somehow missed it.
Commissioner, we had an amended order that came in a couple of minutes before the deadline. So just to be safe for the sunshine law, we're going to start at 10:20 to make sure we're sure to have 24 hours.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Yep. Actually, I'm going to reconnect from a different device. I will be right back. I'm back. Is Commissioner Roop with us?
I am here, Mr. Chairman.
Welcome. Commissioner Kinney?
Good morning. Kenny's here.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
We will begin shortly. As I mentioned a minute ago, we had an amended order that came in just a few minutes before the deadline. So to be extra safe, we'll start at 10:20 to make sure we meet the 24-hour requirement on posting. All right, it is now 10:20 a.m. All commissioners are in attendance, so we will go ahead and call the February 10th agenda meeting of the Public Service Commission to order. Due to COVID-19, we will continue conducting agendas via WebEx for the foreseeable future. I ask all those participating on the call, please mute your phone unless you need to be speaking. First order of business is to approve the minutes from February 3rd, 2021. You all have seen those. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval of the February 3rd minutes, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Those minutes are approved 5-0. We have 8 tariffs and new orders today, one brief update from a judge, and scheduling. So first up, tariffs and new orders, file number EO 2020-0262. This is in the matter of the 9th prudence review of costs subject to the commission-approved fuel adjustment clause of Evergy Missouri West, Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri West. This order approves an unopposed settlement in the FAC prudence review case by resolving issues concerning Evergy's integrated resource plan filings. Under the terms of the agreement, Evergy agrees to provide documentation concerning their assumptions of excess capacity sales for their upcoming IRP filings. No party opposed the agreement, so I support this order, adopting this agreement version 1. Commissioner Kinney?
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Root?
I am supporting as well.
Commissioner Coleman?
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman?
I support the order.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number EA 2021-0167. This is in the matter of the application of Ameren Transmission Company of Illinois for a certificate of convenience and necessity, authorizing it to operate and maintain an interconnection of the High Prairie Wind Project with the Mark Twain transmission line. This order grants a CCN to Ameren Transmission Company of Illinois to maintain a switchyard that connects the previously approved Mark Twain transmission line with Ameren Missouri's High Prairie Wind Generation Facility, which the commission previously granted a CCN for a few years ago. After notice was issued, no requests to intervene were received, so staff reviewed the request and recommended that the commission grant the CCN. I believe that the request does meet the Tartan factors, and so I support the order granting the CCN for the Hughes Switchyard, and this is version 1. Commissioner Kinney?
I am supporting.
Commissioner Roop?
I am supporting as well.
Commissioner Coleman?
I'm in support.
And Commissioner Holzman?
I support the order.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number GR 2020-0126. This is in the matter of Liberty Utilities, Mid-States Natural Gas Corp., DBA Liberty Utilities, Purchased Gas Adjustment Tariff Filing. So staff performed an audit of the billed revenue and actual natural gas costs for Liberty Utilities Mid-States Natural Gas for the 2018 and 2019 PGA period. And as part of its review, staff evaluated the company's actual cost adjustment filings. Staff's recommendation did not include an adjustment to Liberty's ACA filing ending balance. However, staff did note significant over-recovery balances in the Southeast Missouri and Kirksville service areas and recommended that the company monitor ACA balance levels throughout the year to see if an optional PGA filing might be needed to avoid this level of balances. So staff also suggested the company describe the cause of any large discrepancies in their future ACA filings. Liberty responded to the recommendation and agreed to staff's recommendation. No other responses were received, so this order adopts the ending ACA balances for September 2018 through August 2019, and I recommend we support this order version 2. Commissioner Kinney.
I am in support.
Commissioner Root.
I am supporting as well.
Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 2 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number GR 2020-0124. This is in the matter of Empire District Gas Company's purchased adjustment tariff filing. Similar to the prior order, this concerns the purchase gas adjustment and the actual cost adjustment, but for the Empire District Gas Company for the September 2018 through 2019 period. So staff reviewed Empire's filings and performed an audit. They recommended 2 adjustments to the company's ending balances to incorporate the Commission's order adjustments in GR 2019-0124. Since that order was wasn't issued until March of last year, it was after the company submitted its proposed ACA balances for this period. So Empire accepted staff's proposed ending balance adjustments. This order approves those ACA ending balances for 2018 through 2019 as recommended by staff. And I recommend we support this order version 2. Commissioner Kinney.
I support the order.
Commissioner Root.
I am supporting as well.
Commissioner Coleman.
I concur.
And Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 2 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file numbers EE 2021-0237 and EE 2021-0238. This is in the matter of Evergy Metro Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri Metro, and Evergy Missouri West 2020 Biennial Parallel Generation Tariff. So Evergy requested a waiver of the Commission's rule requiring the company to file by January 15 in every odd number year tariff sheets with standard rates for facilities under 100 kilowatt capacity. The company acknowledges that it failed to submit the tariff filing by January 15th due to an administrative oversight, but states that this should not cause any negative effects to the customers or the general public. The company also submitted tariff sheets for approval, but staff has requested that we give them additional time to review the tariff sheets before filing its recommendation with the Commission. So this order will deal with the requested waiver of the January 15th filing deadline, but not those tariff sheets. So staff has stated that it does not object to the requested waiver and no other responses were received. So this order grants the waiver from the rule requiring the tariff sheets to be submitted no later than January 15th. And I recommend we support this order version 3. Commissioner Kinney.
I support the order.
Commissioner Root.
I support the order as well.
Thank you. Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
And Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 3 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number DA 2021-0189. This is in the matter of the application of Mercury Wireless Kansas LLC, DBA Mercury Broadband for designation as an eligible telecommunications carrier in additional service areas for the purpose of high-cost support under FCC Auction 904 and related Lifeline support. So Mercury Wireless is requesting approval to expand its existing eligible telecommunication carrier designation. The company was awarded a Rural Digital Opportunity Funds grant to provide broadband service in rural areas. The company is requesting to expand its ETC designation to include the census blocks covered by those grants. Staff has reviewed the verified application and recommends that it be approved. No other responses were received. I think that Mercury Wireless does meet the requirements and support the order granting the ETC designation for those census blocks identified with the company's application. So I recommend we support this order version 1. Commissioner Kinney.
I support the order.
Thank you. Commissioner Root.
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
Thank you. Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file numbers ER 2021-0185 and EO 2021-0186. This is in the matter of Evergy Missouri West, Inc., DBA, Evergy Missouri West's tariff revision to implement rate adjustments required by 20 CSR 4240-20.090 sub 8 and the company's approved fuel and purchase power cost recovery mechanism. So Evergy Missouri West submitted its FAC true-up filing for the September 2019 through August 2020 recovery period. The company also filed tariff sheets to adjust its interim fuel and purchase power rate for the March 2021 through August of 2021 billing period. Staff has reviewed those true-up filings and the supporting testimony as well as the tariff sheet for the FAC. Staff recommended that the tariff sheet be allowed to go into effect. No other responses were received. So this order approves the true-up amounts and authorizes the tariff sheets to go into effect by operation of law, subject to true-up and prudence review. And I recommend we support this version 2. Commissioner Kinney.
I am in support.
Commissioner Root.
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman.
I'm in support.
And Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 2 say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. Final order today is file number GR 2021-0108. This is in the matter of Spire Missouri Inc.'s DBA Spire's request for authority to implement a general rate increase for natural gas service provided in the company's Missouri service areas. So on December 11th, Spire filed a request for a general rate increase. The commission then issued notice of the request and set a January 12th deadline for the filing of applications to intervene. On January 25th, the Missouri Propane Gas Association filed an application to intervene out of time. Now, the commission's rules do allow for late filings for applications to be considered upon showing of good cause. However, the association never provided an explanation other than to say that it acted as expeditiously as possible. So Spire opposed the intervention request. This was a more difficult decision for me because I know that the commission typically falls on the side of granting intervention requests. But at the same time, when a group fails to not only meet the deadline, but also fails to explain why, it's not as cut and dry. So I want to note that 6 other parties were able to file applications to intervene by the commission's deadline. And in this situation, the Propane Gas Association, which is not new to appearing before the commission, so they are familiar with our procedures and rules, failed to intervene by the deadline, and then also failed to show good cause, explaining why the application was nearly 2 weeks late. So I'm inclined not to allow the intervention. So I would recommend that we support this order denying their application to intervene, and this is version 2. Commissioner Kinney?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. For the reasons you stated, specifically the fact that the Propane Gas Association is a normal player in our activities, I would support the order as is.
Thank you. Commissioner Root?
Yeah, typically I have fallen on the side of allowing people in, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and support the order because there was the same issue a couple of years ago with, I think it was a school board association. It typically is in a lot of the different cases on some of the stuff, and they had same thing. They were a couple weeks late, did not give a good reason other than we just weren't paying attention. And this commission voted to not allow them in. So yeah, unless they can provide some type of a good explanation, I'm going to support the order to not allow them in.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Coleman?
I agree with the comments and I support the order.
Thank you. Commissioner Holzman?
I support the order.
All right. All those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 2, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. That concludes reports and orders today. We do have one other case discussion, which is an update from the judge in MAWC case, which is WC 2020-0407. Claude Scott v. Missouri American Water Company. Judge Jacobs,
Good morning.
please proceed.
Thank you. This case is scheduled for a hearing at 9:15 on February 19th. This case was recently on an agenda for another hearing that had been scheduled in January but was continued. This case has been continued a couple times now, so hopefully it will go to hearing on the 19th. This is a consumer complaint case, so the customer-specific information in the case is confidential under the Commission's rules, so there isn't much detail I can summarize here in the meeting. There are going to be 3 witnesses appearing for the parties at the hearing. And as I said before, it has been continued a couple times. The issue in these consumer cases in general is always whether there's been a violation of statute, Commission rules, or the company's tariff. So if anyone has any questions about this case, please go ahead and let me know. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge. Are there any questions for the judge at this time? All right, hearing none. Thank you, Judge. That concludes case discussion. We will look at next to scheduling. Of course, today through Thursday, the 11th, is the continuation of the NARUC Winter Policy Summit, which is being held virtually. Friday, the 12th, is the Lincoln's birthday holiday. Monday, the 15th, is Washington's birthday holiday. Wednesday, the 17th, we have agenda scheduled at 10:15 a.m. Friday, the 19th, is a hearing in the case just mentioned. Scott v. Missouri American Water, file number WC 2020-0407 via WebEx at 9:15 a.m. Monday, February 22nd through Friday, March 5th, we have an evidentiary hearing in WR 2020-0344. This is Missouri American Water's request for authority to implement a general rate increase for water and sewer service. That will be via WebEx at 9 a.m. Judge DePel presiding. Wednesday, February 24th, we have agenda at 10:15 a.m. We also have a presentation that day from Ameren, which will be an update. And then Wednesday, March 3rd, agenda at 10:15 a.m. and Wednesday, March 10th, agenda at 10:15 a.m. Are there any questions, comments, or requests regarding scheduling through March 10th? All right, hearing none and having no other business coming before the body, we will stand adjourned. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman.